Y'all, what's good? Mocha Latte gang. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mocha Baby. If it is your first time hearing this voice because you're not seeing this face right now, let's just talk about a little bit about what I do here. I do some of everything right here on this channel. If we're talking reviews, I do anything from reality television to music to movies to video games. If we're talking recipes, I do a lot of blend jet mixology here because I am you guys' favorite YouTube mixologist. As well as I do real talks, spiritual talks, financial talks. I help you guys with your taxes and other different things right here on this channel. Why? Because we're all just one big happy lit family, and that's just what it is. So without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into what this video is about. I know a lot of you probably have a good idea what this video is about. Tax season been over for a couple weeks now, but they're still doing some things, getting some things done, and there's a lot of different things going on in the federal government, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware of. Now, I did this video a couple nights ago, but during my editing process a couple days ago, another very important question came up right in the middle of when I was doing that. So I decided to just redo the video and talk about this too, because I think it would fit really good in this video with the information I'm going to give you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up and get to it now. The question was, it is pertaining to if you have certain situations going on with your taxes, like some type of verification, or somebody stole your identity, or any number of different things going on with your taxes, back taxes. What do you do about this year taxes? Now, I know some people would say go ahead, file and get them in quick as possible, yada yada yada, boom to boom. But I have a different opinion on that, and with my experience, I think it's best if you just wait for a little bit and file an extension. Now, it's technically past time to file for an extension, but if it is your first time filing one, they generally overlook that and go ahead and automatically give you the 6-month extension, because you know you're supposed to do it technically before the 15th every year. But if it's your first one, they overlook it and they go ahead and give you the 6-month extension, because it's automatically anyway when you do it. And you have to do this form if you're doing them yourself. But if you're not doing them yourself and you have a tax person, tax service, tax preparer, or whatever, they generally will take care of this for you, and it should be at no additional cost. So don't let them play no games with y'all, because I know some people, you know, get greedy and stuff like that. But it should be free of charge for the most part, or if it is a fee, it should be very, very minimal. But yeah, what you do is, it's real simple. You just fill this out, or they fill this out for you, and the extension is automatic. And this even goes for if there isn't anything going on with taxes for a previous year and you just didn't get a chance to do your taxes before that deadline for whatever reason. You still can get this extension. It's automatic and it's to everybody, no matter what's going on. So that way you can avoid penalties and all that kind of stuff. So now moving on to the next thing we're talking about in this video. A lot of you guys had several different questions about if your taxes look just like what you see on the screen right now. And this is example. One of my clients, my homeboy, my partner, was so dope. So shout out to him for letting me use this for illustration and explanation purposes. A lot of you asked me this question: why do my taxes look like this when you go into the account transcript? And I talked about this in the first part of my tax video that I did back in, I think it was like middle-endish of February, in great detail. And I talked to you guys about how to get to it. So if you don't know or need a refresher, go back and view that video. I'll link it somewhere, whether it's in the video, whether it's in the description below, or whether it's at the end of the video. I'm going to link it so you guys can go back and look at that, so you know what I'm talking about with this, because I know a lot of y'all didn't even really know how to do that. So I explained it in great detail. And once you get into your ID.me account and you look at your account transcripts, because I always tell all my clients that your account transcripts is where you want to go, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to update faster than the Where's My Refund tool that's on the IRS site. These right here is where you want to get your information from. And then it's going to be more detailed as well. Now, you guys, it could be a few different reasons as to why your account transcripts look this way. But first, we're going to talk about this as of date right here. This one, we're going to talk about that. Now, the as of date. Now, I know I said in the video that I did a couple months back that I did not know exactly what that is. And I'm going to be honest, for the most part, I still don't know. But I do know that it is for the IRS use only. We don't have to worry about that date. But that date does change constantly. It changes all the time. It will even change after your taxes have been fully processed and there's nothing else to do with them. It will still constantly change that as of date. That's just some kind of timetable that they have. We don't have to worry about that. Now you see all your information. You see all your different exemptions and how you file, and your adjusted gross income, and then your self-employment tax, which if you are self-employed is what you pay back to them, because a lot of times self-employed people deal with cash. And if you're dealing with cash, then 9 times out of 10 you're not paying taxes out of that money. So when it's time to file and you file that, that's when they get that tax that they're supposed to be withheld from you from that year. That's when they get it back from you out of what would have been your refund amount. Now we get down here to the code explanation transaction. And this is where you will find all your codes, your 150s, your 810s, 811s, 846, the one everybody be loving to see, the 570s, which I hope no one gets. And it's a lot of other ones. They start generally with 001 and they go from that all the way to, I believe, 900 and something. And I don't know what every last one of them mean. If you see a particular code on yours and you want to ask me about it, send me a PM, a personal message, and I'll look that information up for you and get it back to you, because most of them I don't know offhand. I just know the key ones that everybody are most looking for. And But if you're down here with under the code explanation of transactions and you see no codes, no movement, no nothing, don't get scared. Because first off, and this is the most common, it can just mean that they just simply have not started processing your taxes at all. I'll say a good 6 out of 10, that's exactly what it is. Because I know a lot of y'all, my taxes were filed on so-and-so date, and they were accepted on so-and-so date. Why I go look at my account transcript and I don't see anything yet? That's because they have not started to process your returns yet. That's, generally speaking, 6 out of 10, that's it. And generally with that, you're going to see a code 150. And that basically just means that they have entered your information into the main megaframe, main computer, and means that more than likely 9 times out of 10 that your return is going to be processed by the computers. It means that a human will not touch it at all. That's generally all that means. And if you don't see that, they just generally have not gotten until you get. Because accepted does not mean that they're going to start processing immediately after accepting. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused. And generally speaking, most of the time, as soon as your taxes are accepted, they're not going to immediately start processing them. Accepted usually just means that your return has the very, very lowest level of things that can be triggered that will cause the system to spit your return out. That's generally what that means. It's different triggers, and it's the most basic information about you. And if you pass that, then that's when they accept your taxes, and it goes to the next level of verification. And there's certain triggers that would trigger different things there, and then it goes to the next level until finally you have been totally in the process. Now, with that being said, you are at the second level. Generally speaking, if you are at this point and you see no information at all on your tax transcript, but you know for a fact that your taxes were filed and accepted. Now, the second reason it could be like this, and this is, I would say this is like a 4 out of 10, is because the next level of verification, there's been a flag somewhere that, a human needs to look at this. For whatever reason that may be, that their system has spit it out to them, and that, somebody needs to look at this because this don't look, how they think it should look in the computer. And sometimes it can be something real simple that can self-correct itself and the process will continue. Or it could be something that a human may have to go in and change something, but it's still simple. And then if not, then this is when you'll get a notice, and then you'll start seeing codes like the 570s, which it may take a while for those codes to show up, but eventually they will show up, and then you're going to get a letter, and it's going to tell you whatever that trigger was. And at this point, most of the time, it's some kind of for verification or some kind of identity theft flag. Like maybe you have kids and somebody else has tried to claim one of your kids, or something along those lines that will be a trigger for them to kind of stop your process to see what's going on. And I know a lot of people get scared when it's at that point, but I always tell them, especially a lot of the people I deal with, is that, trying to figure out how to say this, is that with certain levels of income, there are certain credits that trigger certain things. And generally speaking, because I know a lot of people are scared, thinking like, they're going to audit me. generally speaking, if you are in a lower income bracket, it is a very, very small percentage of people that will ever truly be audited, and that's something that they really don't want y'all to know because they want to keep y'all scared. But I'm gonna give y'all straight facts. It's so small because, you know, a lot of those credits in the lower income bracket, honestly speaking, we just don't have those particular credits on a lower scale. It's gently up the higher you go. And that's probably why a lot of things are going on the way they are right now. Because, you know, the higher you go up, then these credits will show up in your refund. And those are the types of things that get audited. So I'm giving you guys some secrets. So I always tell my people, don't worry, because they're not gonna audit you. Because you just a small fish, and all those credits that are certain triggers that would trigger that process, you just don't have. You just don't have them. So it's not about an audit. It's generally about some type of identity, something going on, and that's generally an easy fix. Now, a third reason could be if you've done back taxes, and we're talking about a lot of years of back taxes, not just one. Generally, we talking about anywhere from 2, 3, 4, 5 years on up of back taxes. That would kind of skip the process just a little bit. But even with that, it is still easy to clear up. I have dealt with that before, and it is penalties with that, but there generally aren't too bad if you go ahead and work with them and show that you want to work with them. So it generally ain't that bad. But the easiest of those that are to deal with is the identity ones. In my personal opinion, they are the most easy to deal with those issues. And y'all, don't let y'all tax preparers scare y'all. But don't be reading all this stuff on the internet and get scared, because 9 times out of 10, most of the time it's not even what we think it is, and it's not as bad as we think it's going to be. Don't be rude to the person that did your taxes, or tax preparer, tax service, what have you, because we don't know no more than y'all know, generally speaking. And the only thing we can do is just keep checking back. Don't let them fool you thinking that they can do more than what they can, because they can't. We can do certain things, but it's certain things we can't do until we know what's going on, and they have to tell us what's going on, i.e. sending you those notices and things like that, so we can get down to the bottom of what's going on, so the situation can be fixed. So don't be rude, y'all, because I know some of y'all messages, y'all was going off, y'all was on 10, y'all was whoop with that rah-rah. Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. It's unnecessary. Y'all be unnecessarily stressing y'all self out and the person that did y'all taxes. Don't do that, because 9 times out of 10 we don't know no more than what y'all know, and that's why I always ask my clients when they come to me with any questions, have you checked your ID.me account lately, and what do your account transcripts say? Are there any codes on your transcripts? That is the first thing I always ask, because us as tax preparers, we cannot use the ID.me account. That is strictly for your use, because it's not only dealing with taxes, it's dealing with anything that's governmental, like disability, Social Security, veteran benefits, and all that kind of stuff. So see, it's not just solely for the IRS and your taxes. It deals with whatever you have going on, and it's very sensitive information, and I'm sure you don't want just everybody's eyes looking on that. So we have to ask you guys what y'all see on y'all end, so then we can put our know-how to work and get situations handled for y'all guys. It's really just that simple. 9 times out of 10, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be, like I just said. And those are pretty much all the situations that I know of as to why taxes can look like this. There may be some others, because I'm not gonna say I know everything, because I don't. And y'all know I always tell y'all, if I don't know, I don't know. I ain't gonna make up a bunch of bullshit to tell y'all just to make myself seem like I'm some know-it-all, because I'm not. I'm still learning and growing every day, just like everybody else. If I don't know, I know how to look it up and find out. If y'all ask me a question, I research if I don't know. And I ask you whatever you know, and we put it together and we come up with something. That's how it is with anybody's taxes that I do, or anything that I help anybody with in general, because I'm passionate about it. So I ain't gonna bullshit nobody just to get a couple more dollars of change, because all that ain't even what it's about. It's about helping people. Yes, it's about getting paid. Yes, I like money, but at the end of the day, money ain't everything. And that's my little skill on it. I ain't gonna go down the rabbit hole, because y'all know I go down one. But at any rate, I'm trying to think if there's any more questions. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put somewhere as I'm talking about it. It's some codes that I want you guys to be on the lookout for. The 570, the 810, 811. Those are the codes. The 570, I mean, those pretty much are the bad codes. The 570 is the one that lets you know that you're going to be getting some form of notice. The 810, 811 is that they put some type of freeze in your account that has to be worked out, and that's if they're doing it through the computer. But if they're not doing it through the computer, you won't see any of that until after they talk to you and they manually put your stuff in, like I was mentioning earlier. Let's see. And then of course, you know, your good codes, your 766, your 768, of course your 846s. Those are your great codes, good codes. And the ones that I just know off the top of my brain, I'll list those. Those are the ones that I always tell my clients to look for, good or bad. And I think I've pretty much answered everything that y'all had for me at this time. If there's anything else, y'all know what to do. Email me, hit me on X, hit me on any of my social media platforms that y'all see at the end of this video. And like the video if you are not already. Go ahead and smash that red box wherever it is on your screen from whatever device you're watching it on. Like the video, comment, ask me a question, make a statement, what type of videos you want to submit. Is there anything that you didn't understand that I said in this video that you need more clarification on? Or even in my first part 1, is there anything that you need clarification on? Is there anything that I did not answer, or I did not answer thoroughly enough that you want me to dive deeper into? And since I will answer that personally for you, and if there is enough questions on it, then I will do a part 3 in a couple weeks to a month. But I'm gonna start getting more content out to you guys, because like I said before, this is a well-rounded channel. We do some of everything here. We do some fun stuff too. I want to get back to the fun stuff. Trying to see if there's anything else I want to say to the Mocha Latte game before I sign off. I don't think so. So if you got this far and you've done all that I just said, I need you to stay blessed, Mocha Latte gang. Stay fly, and may angels be encamped around and about you. Until next time, bye.